Hi Scorpio, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. You are watching a general love reading for the sign of Scorpio for this coming week. Today is Saturday, August 1st. So this is a general love reading, and that means that it can apply to anything in your life. Relationships, situations, and or circumstances surrounding work, home, family, social circles. Basically, Scorpio, if you can think of it, it might apply. I also want to remind you to be flexible with the energy. You can mix and match the roles within the reading. This means that you can be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards, regardless of gender. This also means you might feel like I'm reading for you, but you could feel like you're cross-watching. Parts of the reading may resonate and other parts may not. So take what does and leave what doesn't. I hope by the time you finish watching this, you feel like you have something that's beneficial and helpful to you in some way, shape, or form. That's my intention. Okay, Scorpio, so we're going to get started after I give this first deck one more good shuffle, and then we're going to see what's in the cards for Scorpio for this coming week. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the Queen of Pentacles, paired with the Seven of Swords in reverse, Eight of Cups in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, the Hanged Man, Three of Cups, Nine of Cups, and then we have the Five of Cups. So Scorpio, I feel like you're dealing with an emotional situation. It feels like it could have to do with a connection or multiple connections. We have a Queen of Pentacles on the table. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's very grounded, hardworking, somebody who's very motherly, or this could be an actual mother, a maternal type, somebody who puts others first, somebody who cares for others, somebody who is very loyal, compassionate, loving. I get the phrase "teach by example" from these cards. So I feel like there's something going on within a group dynamic where maybe somebody's made some wrong decisions or somebody's made some poor choices. And I don't feel like this person's necessarily trying to correct the situation or reprimanding anybody or trying to argue with somebody or tell somebody that they're wrong or they're making bad choices. I feel instead that she's got this energy of teach by example. She's not a do what I say, not what I do type. In other words, she's not going to tell somebody what to do and then in her own life do exactly the opposite. You know, one of those types who expects certain behavior out of other people but can't adhere to their own set of rules or their own expectations. And instead of saying anything, I think that she is just leading by example. get some more cards out here, Scorpio, and see what else we get. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Wands. The Devil in reverse. Magician in reverse. Strength in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. The Sun. And then we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So this Queen of Pentacles can be your energy, Scorpio, or somebody that you're dealing with. I do feel like this is probably the person that I'm reading for. So even if you're a Scorpio and if you resonate with this reading, but you don't feel like you're represented by this Queen of Pentacles, you can still feel like you're cross-watching for somebody. So bear that in mind. This is just the energy that's surrounding you. And again, it may not apply directly to you, but I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is returning to something where she knows that there's some kind of trouble, or there's someone who's not behaving very well. Let's put it that way. There's someone who's making some bad choices. There's someone who could be causing problems for others. It feels like it could be a family situation, could be a group dynamic, could be a group of friends, could be a workplace situation. But I feel like there's somebody in this mix who's behaving poorly. And I feel like this Queen of Pentacles, for some reason, I think she has to return to a situation, or she has to come back. Or, I mean, maybe this is a workplace situation, for example, where the business is just reopened, and so employees are coming back to work. And this Queen of Pentacles knows she's returning to a situation where there's somebody who doesn't behave very well. And, you know, instead of getting up in their faces, she is just going to put her head down, do her work, do her own thing. And again, I feel like maybe set an example. By acting in the professional manner that others should. And is maybe hopeful that that'll rub off on the people who aren't acting that way. That's just an example. Doesn't have to be your situation, Scorpio. I'm just trying to make sense of the story. I think that there's some frustration with this situation. Could have been something that, it might be something that's lasted a while. Maybe there's been somebody in this mix who has always behaved a little poorly or has caused other people problems. And I have a feeling that there's definitely some frustration and maybe a little concern regarding getting back into this, or returning, or coming back to the situation. But it feels like it might be necessary. It's maybe something this queen has to do. Again, if it's a work situation, you know, she has to return to work. She's got to start making some money again. It's not necessarily something she can avoid. There's certain things that you can't avoid, Scorpio, right? I mean, we all have to make a living or have some kind of income so that you can at least put food on the table or survive to a certain extent in the society in which we live, right? So there's some things you don't have choices about. But then there's other things you do have choices about. And the things you do have choices about pertain to, your own behavior or how you live your life. The choices you make personally for yourself. How you treat others. That kind of thing. So let's get some more cards out here for Scorpio and see what else we get. The Moon in reverse. Page of Wands. King of Swords in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse. Six of Cups. Justice in reverse. And then we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So we have a King of Swords in reverse on the table. I feel like this Scorpio could be the person that you're dealing with, or at least one of the people that you're dealing with. I think this is the person causing problems. Now, this could be a situation, Scorpio, where you're returning to a situation. Again, if this is a workplace dynamic, business or whatever, and it's reopened, people are coming back. I'm just using this as an example because it's the one that makes the most sense to me. But this could be different for everybody. But I feel like you're not only returning to a situation, but you're also returning to deal with this person, this King of Swords in reverse. Now, you can embody this King of Swords energy, so this could be you as well. You decide what makes sense to you, but this is the person I feel that's causing the problems. And the problem is, while you might need to return to the situation, you don't feel very happy about having to return to this person or the influence of this person, who I feel feels very harsh and abrasive. This person may be manipulative. This person feels like they're hard to get along with. Has to have things their way. Could be very harsh with his communication and his words. Maybe he's rude. And again, I'm using he because it's a king, but a female can embody this energy. Rude, abrasive, difficult to get along with. Somebody who tries to get away with crap. Somebody who tries to manipulate others or manipulate situations or manipulate relationships. Not a very fun energy to return to. I think to a certain extent, the situation feels a little unpredictable. So I'm not sure that you know what to anticipate or what to expect. But you're definitely feeling hesitant with regard to this individual. Because I'm not sure that you know what to expect. or how ultimately he's going to affect you and others that surround you within the situation. Again, this could be a group dynamic, social circle, group of colleagues or co-workers, but I feel like you're very close to the other people that surround you in the situation. These could be people that you've built long-standing relationships with. I think this could be a very positive situation if it weren't for this one individual. Because I feel like the other people that are surrounding you in this situation feel very close and significant. And I feel like they bring you joy and happiness, and I feel like they are positive influences within your life. But they are also negatively affected by the situation and by this person. This person might have some level of control or power. Maybe he's a figure of authority. Maybe this is a boss, for example. But I feel like this person has some significant influence or level of authority, and that's probably why he causes such misery for others, because he has that level of influence. I feel like he gets his way a lot. I feel like he gets his way to the detriment of others, or what he wants in situations is harmful or negatively impacts other people. So another workplace example, let's say this King of Swords is a boss. He may require overtime of his employees because he wants to make higher profits within the company. This is just a simplistic example, and it certainly could be your situation, but this is what I've got in my head right now. So he might require overtime of his employees so that the company makes more money, but you're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and while you may also make a bigger paycheck, ultimately it's benefiting this King of Swords, and it's detrimental to the people who have to comply, because you don't get to spend as much time at home or doing the things you like to do on your free time because you're always working, that kind of thing. But that's what I've got from these cards, that he's getting what he needs and what he wants out of the situation, but it's not justified because it's hurting others, or it's detrimental to others in some way. It's harmful to others, and I think he knows this too. This is not like he's making these choices and he's unaware how he's affecting other people. I think he's aware of how he's affecting other people. And this kind of person, King of Swords in reverse, Magician in reverse, he knows how he affects other people, and it doesn't matter to him because he's getting what he needs out of the situation. That's what I've got, Scorpio. So we're going to get another set of cards out here and see what else we can get for you. Eight of Swords in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse again. I think that the reason you may be making this choice to return to the situation is definitely because of financial needs. It feels really strongly like a workplace situation. You may need to return to the situation because of your financial responsibilities. So it's the decision you're making for that reason. I think if you had other options, you might consider other options. Six of Cups. Two of Wands again, this time in reverse. Strength in reverse with Strength in reverse. Eight of Cups again, this time in the upright position. Two of Pentacles in reverse. And then the High Priestess. So this King of Swords actually could be somebody that you're closely connected to. I get the feeling, Scorpio, that you're closely connected to this person. And maybe that's part of the reason why you're in this situation. Maybe they're a family member. Just somebody that you're closely tied to. So it's not necessarily a situation where you can just change your mind, pick up and leave. There's a very close connection or tie to this individual. And I think part of the frustration for you is that you see how this person's affecting other people. And it's possible other people are not sticking around for this kind of treatment, abuse, however you want to label it. It could be that people are walking away from the situation that's frustrating for you because A, maybe you want to do the same, get out of the situation and you can't. Or B, there could be significant people that are walking away from the situation that are actually positive in your life, positive influences in your life, and you're losing these connections because of this person. Maybe this is a situation where a business is reopening and you're not sure who's going to come back. Who's decided to walk and who's going to return. Or upon return, who's going to realize, wait a minute, why am I coming back to this crap? I'm out of here. That kind of thing. It's possible that, people change all the time, right? At least, I think most people do. I think there are some people who are definitely stuck in their ways. There's a lot of people like that. But most people evolve over time, right? You go through life, you make your mistakes, you have your successes and your failures, and you grow, and you learn, and you mature, and you evolve. People evolve, you change throughout life. I think that's part of the reason why we're here in this existence, is to grow and experience life, learn from our mistakes and our successes, and become better people. But there are people who are stuck in their ways. There are people who don't change. And it could be because how they've been living their life becomes a habit for them, or they really do get what they want out of life, but they are building up a significant level of karma because they're getting what they want by mistreating others or taking advantage of others. And again, with this Queen of Pentacles, I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's extremely loyal and devoted, hardworking. You can absolutely count on the Queen of Pentacles for anything and everything. If she is willing, if she is able, and she's definitely willing, she will give you the shirt off her back. She will bend over backwards to make sure that she helps in any way she can. She takes care of the people that she cares about. She puts her best foot forward, because when other people are happy around the Queen of Pentacles, then she's happy. And if she can help make other people happy, then that's what she strives to do. So again, Scorpio, I do feel strongly that this is probably your energy, and I feel a certain level of devotion or loyalty for the situation, or possibly even for this King of Swords. I feel like a strong connection with this King of Swords, and even though he might be a crappy person, he's just kind of maybe a mean person or not a very kind person, you still have a certain level of loyalty for this person. Let's get this last round of cards out for you, Scorpio. Let's see what else we get. Hangman in reverse. There's the King of Swords again. This time he's in the upright. Six of Swords in reverse. Ten of Pentacles. The Chariot. The Sun. The cat made a sound like he was going to sneeze, and I'm protected by the curtain because he's behind the curtain on the windowsill. But when he sneezes, sometimes it can get really messy. I have had to change my shirt because he sneezed on my shirt. I mean, I don't want to gross you out, Scorpio, but he's a chronic snuffler and he has congestive issues. I'll leave it at that. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. And then we have the Tower in reverse. So I feel like there could be at least a hope for, or maybe anticipation of, potential change within this individual, this King of Swords. Maybe you're hopeful or possibly anticipating that upon return, this person will have a change of perspective. Maybe he will have had the time to reflect on his behavior. There is at least some energy anticipating potential opportunity for change within this individual. Maybe you've received some news or some information, or maybe you've had contact with this person, communication, and there is some kind of expectation or at least hope or anticipation that possibly things will be different upon return, or when you meet again, when you reunite. Because this person is not blind to what goes on around him. I mean, let's say in the past he's kind of had a certain nature about him, and so he knows how people respond to him. He knows the types of relationships he's developed, and it's definitely affected the connections that he's had. It's possible he's lost connections People have walked away from the situation. If this is a boss and employee, for example, maybe he's lost employees because of his nature. This could be a family dynamic. Again, I feel like you have a close connection with this person. Could be family. Could be why you're involved with this individual. But maybe he's had some time to reflect on past events, issues he's had within relationships, and maybe there's a chance there will be a change. I'm going to take this card, Scorpio. We're going to read this one and wrap it up. So we have the Nine of Air. This is one of my favorite cards, and it comes out a lot. The explanation or the passage in the book is quite long, so I'm doing good on time at least. This would be the Nine of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite, but this card has a fairly significantly different meaning than the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite is about being up in your head, feeling anxiety, being anxious, fear, frustration, sleepless nights, worrying, that kind of thing. This card has significantly different meaning. So I'm going to, without further ado, go ahead and read this out of the book for you. And I turned right to it. Look at that. I've done that a few times. I love it when I do that. Okay, so Scorpio, I'm going to read this for you, and then we're going to close out this reading. This is about 2 pages long. Here we go. The Nine of Air represents the imagination and our connection to the universal consciousness or universal mind. It signifies the importance of knowing thyself, for in truly knowing thyself, one will know both the universe and the power of the void. Ask yourself, what if the universe we dwell within is actually the mind of another being? What if the universe is, in reality, a God mind, and we, the creation of another being's imagination? What if within our minds there exists universes within universes, where creatures that we dream of and imagine dwell in the same way we do here upon Earth, and within their minds are more universes? Like fractals, where the same pattern repeats and creates, our minds contain a universe, and within that universe are creatures and beings who also have universes within their minds. The universe in which we dwell is one of billions existing within the mind that is yet another universe. The pattern repeats in both directions exponentially, creating an infinite number of universes and realities. Now, ponder a moment. What if we looked within and discovered that within the realms of our minds we create new worlds and realities with our belief. We choose to believe in something, and a new world that mirrors that belief is born. We stop believing in something, and that world either evolves with our beliefs or ceases to be completely. Universes overlap, are born and die, forever bound to the life and beliefs of the God mind that created them. What if billions of lives were dependent upon our belief for their very existence? Would it not be wise to believe that understanding and knowledge, would it not be wise to believe with understanding and knowledge? Would that not create a universe that is a little more constant and conducive to life? What if we are the only beings within the universe because the God mind in which we dwell is a young mind with limited exposure and, at this time, only believes in our existence? Pythagoras is credited with saying, "Man, know thyself, and you will know the universe in which gods dwell." Simply put, he believed that to know oneself was to know the universe and the power of the gods, and he is correct. Everything man has within our physical reality that is not born of the natural world was first imagined by man. The television, the phone in your hand, the laptop on your desk, the movies you watch, the car you drive, everything that man has created was first imagined by their inventor. Moreover, when those brave souls voiced their desire to create their new and strange contraptions, they were seen as crazy, eccentric, and foolish. They were told that what they wanted to create was fantasy. At one time or another, everything we have in our present reality was once deemed to be an impossible fantasy, and yet now these things exist and we take their existence for granted. This is the power of the mind, and the mind's true potential has not yet even begun to be understood or known. All we do know is that the only limit to the mind and what it can do is one that we, the individual, place upon it. We are only limited by our imagination, or lack of it. By looking within, learning and understanding the mind in the complex manner in which it controls our lives and how it has taken our life experiences and used them to influence all we do and all that we are, we can choose to unlearn some beliefs, change our thinking, and embrace a new, less restrictive way of thinking. You can become the God mind that you are. And within your mind, you can imagine and make what you imagine into a reality. We live in a society that admires innovation and creativity, and yet, paradoxically, fears it, and at times actively seeks to destroy the desire to create. We may be exposed to teachers who punish those who ask questions and challenge the answers because they know there is a better way. We might be ridiculed by family and friends when we use our imaginations and speak of things that are deemed to be fantastical and unbelievable. But again, all that exists in our present reality was once fantasy and dwelt only in the mind. We may find that we are repeatedly trained to reject creative endeavors as a waste of time and effort. The Nine of Air represents the importance of knowing your mind, understanding the beliefs and thoughts that limit and restrict you, and freeing your imagination. Now it is time to embrace innovation and creation. It is time to step into the realms of the unknown and imagined, to enter the void, where your imagination is most powerful, and bring what you find there to life. You are born of a universal consciousness. You are capable of greatness, but all too often you may have been punished for seeking it. Nonetheless, it is time to go. It's time to let go of any unconscious bias against creativity and embrace it as the expression of human power and ingenuity that it is. You are as powerful as your mind allows you to be. You are as creative as your mind allows you to be. Don't be afraid to embrace your beautiful imagination. The void in which it resides is the womb that gives birth to a universe that is teeming with life and possibilities. To imagine and create is to make divine magic. You were born of a creative, universal consciousness. You were born to create. Okay, Scorpio, I really like this card. Every time I read it, I feel like I learn something new. It could very well be that this King of Swords has gained a new perspective, especially with these cards coming out last in your reading in the underlying energy set of cards. Maybe this person has learned from you, this Queen of Pentacles, who is teaching by example, who is leading by example, through observation and experience and living life lessons. It is possible for this person to have a change of perspective, and I think that's probably what this card is indicating. You create the reality in which you exist. So if you're going to live in this kind of reality where you treat people poorly and you make bad decisions because you're living a selfish life and you're not seeing other people's perspectives, well, your reality is not going to be very pleasant. So maybe this person has learned something. Okay, Scorpio, I'm going to leave that here. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope you gained some insight, maybe confirmed some feelings for yourself. I really appreciate you watching today, so thanks so much for joining me, Scorpio, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.